Hi. I felt like I had a lot to say, so I felt like it would be better for me to just get on video. Yeah, so reading your text, you're saying that you feel like you do so much for your friends and they suck. And it seems like all of them suck. I totally get that. It's very understandable to feel really disappointed and frustrated about that. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas on this. I have two main theories for why we sort of like get in this relationship dynamic. The first thing I want to say is, for your friends that you are so amazing to, do they want it? Like, what have you done that's required them to show that this is what they want, or that this is what they want from you? Because a lot of times we do these things where we are the best friend we would want, but that's not necessarily what the other person wants. So what do you think? Yeah. Well, the other thing is, like I said, have they indicated that that's what they want from you? Because a lot of times we're being great friends and we're not like listening to whether or not they want that from us. You know, it's like we don't ever stop to get that feedback. And then I think that's a big reason that, though both of those are big reasons, that we might feel like they just don't appreciate it. Well, they didn't want it. It's possible they didn't want it. And then it's possible they didn't want it from you, right? Like, you're doing things that they want done, but just not you. And you're not requiring anything from them for them to really give you that feedback that they don't want that from you. Like, you're giving 100% and they're giving 30%, and you're never looking at that like, why are they only giving 30%? You know? And you know, it might have been that previously it was more like 100, and then the relationship changed. So yeah, you could feel frustrated and you're not listening to the feedback to recognize, oh, she wants to pull back, I guess I have to pull back too. And instead you're just like still going at it the same way, right? I don't like saying that we've outgrown relationships, because I feel like sometimes people like us, like, you know, people pleasers, we use the sense of superiority to, you know, make us feel better, really. And it's really a cope. That's not how you get through something, by minimizing the other person and therefore minimizing the significance of what the impact their actions have on you. So I don't like saying outgrown. I just like saying that they change. It's different now. And I also want to say that sometimes you're the one who's grown and changed. And now that you have more value for the things that you provide your relationships, it's more apparent to you that this is not a reciprocal relationship. Like, they're not, or I should say commensurate. Like, they're not really seeing you for what you are, what you think you are. So it's possible it could have been this way the entire time, but just now that you're at this growth point and you've expanded, and your awareness is expanded, you're aware that you're not getting something that you should be getting for what you're providing. Does that make sense? These are definitely lessons that I had to learn. And I'm still like in different levels recognizing this, because people aren't usually going to tell you, stop giving me resources and love and stop being thoughtful, stop meeting my needs. They're not going to say that because they want that stuff, but you are going to have more of sort of like a qualification system for who you're giving that to, right? The other thing I wanted to say, my other theory is, you know, you were saying that you feel like all your relationships are like this, and every friend that you meet really ends up sort of the same, and you can never really get what you want from relationships. I think that there are better friends, and I don't necessarily think it's because you attract users or, you know, people that don't value you. I think you're just focused on the people that don't value you, because a lot of us people pleasers, we're the type who we've been conditioned at some point in our upbringing that we have to work for security. We have to perform. We have to meet other people's needs in order to just be okay. You know, in your case, it was you having to help take care of your mentally ill sibling and your parents being emotionally immature. So yeah, you're going to have to do more to compensate for what they weren't able to do for you. And then you just keep that going, and you bring this into relationships with people that you're not responsible for, with people that don't impact your ability to survive. And so you're used to that. And those are the relationships that you keep pouring into, because that's what feels like, you know, significance. And the reality is that there's a bunch of other friendships out there, a bunch of other people who probably even may consider you a good friend, that the friendship with them doesn't even register because it doesn't require so much work. And I know it's going to be hard to believe, but I've seen it so many times. You're having a great conversation with somebody and you've said things like, I don't want any new friends, I've got all my old friends, or, you know, I'm so busy. Like, people are indicating that they're interested in you, or there are different cues. You guys are having an amazing conversation, and then you just walk off and go back to the person that's just sucking the life out of you. So that's a choice, and the choice really is just to turn around and, you know, be aware of those people who are there and available for you. What do you think? I mean, yeah, you haven't thought about this before, and that's totally normal. Because a lot of people pleasers, like, part of the awakening process, people pleasers, codependents, part of the awakening process is realizing, like, oh, this is not, like, the way that I perceive the world is not just, that's not the way it is necessarily. So it's going to take you some time to really process that. But at this point, what's your takeaway from the things I just said? Yeah, you need more time to think. Yeah. Okay. Well, if I could give you a couple of tips, I would say before you reach back out, ask yourself, why am I doing it? This was really helpful for me, because I had a friend that I was so used to sustaining this friendship that I would, like, reflexively want to make these investments and make these deposits into the relationship, only to ultimately realize she just pocketed all of that. She wasn't reinvesting it back into me. I put in 100, she gives me 30, right? And once I stopped following those impulses and just stopped doing it, you know what? I could see that she wasn't matching that. I was kind of keeping the relationship going. Now, we're still friends, but it's just the frequency was because of me. She wasn't the one. I mean, I think our friendship on her end didn't change you know. Anyway, so before you reach out to someone, you need to ask, why am I doing this? Am I doing it because this is what I really want to do? I really want to know how she's doing. I really want to go have dinner with her. Or is it because you feel obligated? This is what is required to maintain our friendship. Or I want to do my part. Or we always do this. Or she had this thing going on, so I feel obligated to, you know, reach out. Or is it because you're hoping they reciprocate? Do you feel like if I keep giving gifts, if I keep doing favors, if I keep being super helpful, that they'll value our relationship more? Because if it's those things, just don't do it and see what happens and see how you feel. And you might become aware that, wow, I wasn't doing any of this because I wanted to be in this relationship. And then the problem just deals with itself. You don't have to like go through this whole formal cutting people off process unless you want to. You know, last week I was listening to a Reddit story and I heard this comment where a woman said that in the story, this woman was getting married and her friends were like being so non-committal about coming to the wedding and said they were gonna buy her an air fryer as a group of 5. And she was like, what? I've spent thousands on y'all going overseas to weddings and baby showers and all of this, and you guys want to, you can't even commit to coming and you just want to give me a $40 air fryer. Well, at the comment, the woman said that she started feeling like her friendship with her best friend was one-sided, so she decided not to reach out, and it's been 10 years and they haven't spoken. Do you know how checked out the relationship the best friend was for there to be no communication in 10 years? That means that friend was giving 100% and best friend was giving probably 0. But she's gonna take it, you know, she's gonna take, but she didn't have anything to give her. So don't let that be you. The last thing I want to tell you is consider those low maintenance friendships. Those friendships that feel like too easy, too good to be true, or maybe you even sort of don't feel as engaged. And that's because you're not doing this whole like performance. You know, it's not requiring a lot of your energy. Reorient yourself to those relationships, because to be honest, I've been on my recovery journey for years and I'm still transitioning into good relationships. Like I still have to think about honoring those relationships and putting effort and energy into it, reciprocating, you know? Like I have a friend who's been a good friend to me, but because she's so like low maintenance, I didn't think about her. And this year I promised I'm gonna give her a birthday present. So yeah, that's I really hope that's helpful. What do you think? Yeah, it's okay. No, I'm doing this because I like doing it, not because I want you to be my friend. I do want you to be my friend, but yeah. Okay, well, it was good to talk to you. Yeah, reach out and I will, if I have time, I'll be happy to respond. Sure.